Who should Tottenham sign in January? For cheap, good quality football jerseys, go over to www.jerseyfever.com and left the new season's jerseys, available from just $25. A link will be left in the description, and if you use the coupon code atlantisfootball, you'll get 5% off. So far, Tottenham have had a decent enough season. They're currently sitting 4th with 29 points, just 4 points off of Liverpool at the top. They are overperforming as they do sit in 9th for expected points with 24.53x points, and this largely comes down to how good Son and Kane have been this season. Mourinho's side are looking good defensively with an expected goals against rate of just 18.88, the 4th least in the league, but they only have an XG of 24.19, ranking in 9th place, with them scoring 4.81 more goals than expected, which once again comes down to the prolific ability of both Son and Kane. But who should Tottenham look to bring in January in order to sustain a title challenge, or at least a top 4 challenge, in the second half of the season? Well, first we should look at who Tottenham could potentially offload in this window to raise funds, as with the financial burden of the new stadium still very much hanging over their heads, Tottenham don't have the same spending power as some of the other title challengers. Dele Alli doesn't seem to have a defined future in this Mourinho system, so Tottenham should listen to offers for him. He could probably fetch in around £30 million in this market, but it's unlikely to happen in January, so I think a loan deal with an obligation to buy in the summer could be the best deal Tottenham could get. If not, Eric Lamela should be allowed to leave, as he will only have 1 year left on his current contract when the summer comes around, so needs to be shipped out as soon as possible anyway, and could bring in around £15 million. So what areas should Tottenham look to be improving? Well, the centre-back area, whilst not being a problem area per se, could definitely be improved, with Alderweireld ageing, Dyer probably not the long-term option there, and Davinson Sanchez not looking fully convincing throughout Mourinho's tenure. An athletic, industrious central midfielder who's also an improvement on Sissoko in terms of creativity should also be targeted, as well as a top quality forward who is versatile enough to play in Harry Kane's false 9 role, or as an inside forward in Bergwijn or Son's role in the side. As I did with the Who Liverpool Should Sign video, which will be linked in the description below, I'll go over some other options before looking at the main player I think Tottenham should sign in this January transfer window. The first option is Lazio's 23-year-old Brazilian centre-back Luis Filippo, whose contract expires in the summer of 2022, so could probably be attainable for a fee in the region of £25 to £30 million this January. This is a big fee for Tottenham to pay, but Filippo would definitely be worth it. His aerial ability and one-on-one defending around the box makes him perfectly suited to a Mourinho defensive system, and at 23 he's the type of player that Tottenham should be targeting. Another option could be Lyon's Memphis Depay. Depay has just 6 months left on his current contract, so would be available for a free in the summer. However, there are reports that Juventus and Barcelona could come in for him then, so Tottenham may have to move quickly. Lyon may accept a fee in the region of £5 to £7 million, however if Tottenham waited till the summer, they'd have to pay Depay an increased signing on fee anyway, so financially there isn't much benefit in waiting. Signing Depay in January would also give Tottenham the edge in the title or top 4 race. He could play from the right or the left of the front 3, or even as Kane's replacement as a false 9, as he has a ball control, dribbling, into play, chance creating ability and movement off of the ball to play in any of those roles in the front 3. He is still just 26 years old, 27 in February, so is a long-term signing. He'd be an improvement on Lucas Moura and Eric Lamela in my opinion, the 2 alternatives to put into that front 3 that Mourinho currently has at his disposal. If Son or Kane were to get injured or needed resting, which will inevitably happen, Mourinho would have a top level replacement to come in, which could be critical for Tottenham's season. However, my main target would be Sassuolo's 22-year-old central midfielder Memo Locatelli. Locatelli has been one of the standout players across Europe this season, and I will be uploading a statistical profile on him on my Instagram page, so go over there and follow me for that. Locatelli is an all-round central midfielder capable of playing a number of different roles in a few different systems. He could play as a single pivot in a midfield 3 in that Regista role like how Rodri is deployed at Manchester City. He could be used as an industrious midfielder in a midfield double pivot, as he would be used at Spurs. Locatelli could also play in a midfield 3 as one of the 2 advanced midfielders, ahead of a deep single pivot, given more license to push forward, or he could even be used as a wide central midfielder in a midfield diamond, so he is an extremely versatile central midfielder. Locatelli Locatelli is probably best used as a creative deep line playmaker. This because he's an excellent passer of the ball in terms of his ability to play long and incisive passes. This can be seen as in Serie A this season, Locatelli has completed the most passes into the final third of any player with 114. He's also completed the 7th most long passes of any player in Serie A with 143, with a very impressive 71.1% completion rate, showing just how accurate he is when playing these long passes. We can see here that when he receives the ball, he's in front of the opposition's midfield, but has the vision and ability to play an incisive pass into the attacker between the lines, moving the attack forward into the final third and taking the opposition's midfield out of the game. Another example of his passing is here when he receives the ball in a deep position on the left where the play is congested. With one long sweeping pass out to the right winger, he has switched the play and moved the ball into the final third in a matter of seconds. This would perfectly suit Mourinho's vertically direct style where Tottenham sit deep and look to move the ball forward quickly. Locatelli's long passing would act as a great weapon to get the ball into Kane's feet or in order to release Son or Bergwijn down the channels. Locatelli is also press resistant, which means that he has the ability to receive the ball in his defensive third with his back to goal whilst under pressure from the opposition, retain possession and progress the play forward due to his composure. When under pressure, his excellent tight ball control, which then enables him to dribble through the centre of the field. This would enable Tottenham to potentially exploit opposition's high presses, as when the opposition midfield push high up the pitch, Locatelli has the ability to turn under pressure and drive forward with the ball to move the attack forward and allow Tottenham to exploit the space behind the opposition's press. Defensively, he's also impressive. He's a great control tackler. Here we can see that as the opposition player dribbles with the ball in the Sassuolo defensive third, Locatelli is quick to read the game and move over to closing down, sliding in with a perfectly timed sliding tackle in an aggressive yet very controlled manner, which allows him to win the ball cleanly and break up the attack. He has the 5th most tackles of any central midfielder in Serie A this season, with 2.8 per 90, whilst only being dribbled past 1.1 times per 90, an excellent tackle ratio. He has also made 1.8 interceptions per 90, the 10th most of any central midfielder in Serie A, which is further evidence of his defensive ability, which would be crucial for any player coming into Mourinho's 4-2-1-3 system, alongside Højbjerg in the midfield double pivot. So overall, Locatelli would be the perfect player to come into Tottenham's midfield as he possesses the defensive attributes to suit the industrious role in Mourinho's side, whilst also bringing the passing ability that Tottenham currently lack. He'd likely cost around £35 million, which whilst being a big fee for Tottenham to pay, would in my opinion be a bargain in the long run. Locatelli is just 22 years old and has the potential to be a world-class midfielder, which is exactly the type of transfer that Tottenham should be pursuing. He'd also bring an instant improvement to the starting 11, which could be the catalyst to Tottenham going on and maybe getting top 4 or even going on a title challenge and winning the league. So thank you for watching. If you enjoyed that video, remember to subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, give the video a like and put your comments in the comment section below. Check out some of my other videos which I will leave linked in the description below and in the eye above. Also follow me on social media, my Instagram and Twitter for more content, and download the Flick app and join my group chat on there using the code atlantisfootball to join in the football discussion.